Hello, this vlog is all about a trip that I just took to London, England and Paris, France with a UC study abroad. It was a really fantastic trip and there was a lot of fun adventures that we went on while we were there. I did very much prioritize just enjoying the trip, so some of these clips are a little scattered, so I might pop in, current day me might pop in to kind of explain what was going on at certain points, so don't be alarmed if this version of me randomly shows up on your screen. But it was super fun. The group that we traveled with was just a blast. There was 12 of us from University of the Cumberlands, and then we combined with other groups, and all of the groups combined were about 30 people, if I remember correctly. So lots of cool people, lots of fun adventures. I really enjoyed the trip, and hopefully you guys really enjoy watching it. So without further ado, please enjoy the vlog. Hi, we are in the van. We just stopped at Buc-ee's and we are on our way to the airport. Oh, son. We are on our way to the airport and we're very excited.
Yes, we are. London, baby!
Yeah! Okay, we are now at the airport. We just parked and we're here and we're about to go through TSA. We're taking a little break. There's my family. We're very excited. I'll update you later. Okay, so we made it through TSA and we are at our gate. We're getting ready to get on a plane in, what, 2 hours?
2 hours, yep.
We're really early, but I just got, do you want to hold the camera for this part? Do you mind? I just got an acai bowl. Acai bowl? Acai? I don't know how you say it. It has mango and strawberry and I'm very excited. Okay, that's your update so far. Let you know when we make it to the next airport. Bye. Yay. Hi, I'm here on a UC study abroad trip, and these wonderful people behind me are first-time flyers on this trip. A very exciting experience. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Yeah, my name's Ellie.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Savannah.
And I'm about to give them a little interview about their first flight experience. Okay, the first question is, what was something that you were nervous about before your first flight, and was it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
I can start first. I think of like the space in the plane. I was like, I don't know how everything's gonna fit. I didn't know how comfortable it would be, but they were actually surprisingly comfortable. The seats were squishy. It was nice. So yeah.
For me, it was definitely turbulence. I heard a lot about turbulence and how it's like, oh, it's like very shaky and it like moves around. But honestly, when I actually got on there, it was like, this is not too bad. It's actually pretty easy to me. So yeah.
For me, something I was really nervous about was like takeoff and landing, because everybody's like, it goes so fast, and all of a sudden it's like you're in the air and it's scary. And I've heard about people having rough landings and things like that, but it was fine. So like that was good.
I'm glad they weren't that bad. Yay! And then going with it not being that bad, what was your favorite part of the flight?
My favorite part was definitely takeoff and just like crossing the clouds. It was so cool. And I personally love a roller coaster, so turbulence just kind of felt like that. But it was so much fun.
I think I have to go off a similar answer to what Ellie said. I definitely think that seeing everything below and just seeing the clouds and everything and just being above in a new atmosphere just feels so like, it just felt so surreal. So that was my favorite part.
Yay!
Mine was just like crossing cloud cover. That was so cool to be like, you're under the clouds and you're in the clouds. You can't see for a second, and then you're above them, and they look so fluffy and beautiful, and like I want to walk on them. But,
Yeah. Okay, and then the last question, which hopefully is a yes, because we have 3 more flights, but would you do it again?
Of course.
Yay! Hello, update if you can hear me. We have now done our second flight, and not only are we in London, yay, but we are now doing a walking tour. And what park are we in right now? We're in a park, and there's a water fountain that's very loud, hence why you probably can't hear me. What park is this?
Leicester Square.
Leicester Square, and there's a really beautiful fountain with Shakespeare right in front of me. It's beautiful. But we're gonna get food soon and do some more just exploring, and hopefully I'll show you more of that later. Goodbye. There's the fountain.
Yeah, you would be among the major details. Unless you
Hi again. So this is our free time. We finished the walking tour. We just ate at Olenstein, which we visited last time we took the UC study abroad trip, and it was great. Just as good as we remembered. Oh, I cut him out of the video. And now we are
At Neil's Yard.
Neil's Yard, which is beautiful.
Very colorful.
If you look up there, it's beautiful, it's very colorful. And one of the reasons that my dad wanted to come visit is because, hold on, let me see if I can zoom in on it. Way up there is a plaque, and it says that Monty Python used to film here. So that's very exciting. My dad was very excited to see it. Hi again.
Hi, guys.
We are at the hotel. We just explored, and now we're checking into our rooms really quick before we leave for fish and chips.
Yes, ma'am.
I said it right. Fish and chips. And then after we get fish and chips, we're gonna go see Phantom of the Opera. Yes, very exciting stuff. It's gonna be great. And then we get home really late, and then we're gonna sleep the best sleep we've ever slept in our lives.
Amen.
And that's it for now. See you later.
You gotta turn
Hello
so you
again.
can see the castle. There
My
you go.
mom says that I need to turn so you can see the castle. So here it is. It is actually the next day. Yesterday evening we went to see Phantom of the Opera, and it was fantastic, and I loved it, and it was very different than the tour version that I saw.
Police.
The tour version that I saw in America. So it was really cool to kind of see and compare and contrast. It is the next day after a very long, good sleep, and we are now on a bus tour, and we just stopped at Buckingham Palace. So that is the palace behind me, and then all these beautiful gates around and statues. And today we are also seeing Windsor Castle, so hopefully I'll show you a little bit about that and whatever other adventures we end up having today. I'll keep you updated. Bye! Hey guys, what did you think of the palace?
Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. Like the gold detailing on the gates is so incredible. Oh my gosh, I love it.
It is really beautiful. What about you, Ellie?
I mean, it looks better in the Minions.
We're walking down the street, and there's somebody playing bagpipes, and I just felt like we needed to hear it.
Oh, look.
You guys see them. It's beautiful. Okay, so update, we are now at Windsor Castle. We just had food, and the rest of the group is going on a tour of Windsor Castle now, but my family and I decided not to because we've gone on the UC study abroad trip before, and we did the same tour before, so we decided to explore and shop and do something different this time. But that's kind of the cool thing about the UC study abroad, is that you kind of get to make it your own. Our group has also added some additional things to make it our own. We went to see Phantom of the Opera yesterday. That was an additional thing. And then tonight, a bunch of us are seeing Mousetrap. And then tomorrow, we're going to the Globe. All of those are added on things that we did, which I think is really special about study abroad with UC. But anyway, I'm going to later interview all of our friends that went on the Windsor Castle tour and see what they thought about it and what they liked. And I'll give you an update on that later. They're back! Yay! Okay, we're about to see the Mousetrap, and Ella is very excited to see it. We are very excited to see it, so I'm gonna let Ella talk about why she's excited. If I can. Okay, Ella, why are you excited to see the Mousetrap?
I am so excited because I'm a huge Agatha Christie fan. I've read most of her Hercule Poirot books, okay? And even though the Mousetrap doesn't have him in it, I'm equally excited because she is definitely the queen of crime mystery. I can't wait to see who done it.
Yay! Hey, so I never interviewed anybody about Windsor Castle. I know I said that I didn't do that. I actually think I tried, if I remember correctly, but we were just really busy and it just did not happen. Also, that's all I vlogged for that day. So the next clip you see is us, I think, at Borough Market, I think is the next clip that you see, which was insanely crowded, which is why I took that clip, because I was trying to show how crowded it was. It got worse by the way. I mean, it was worth it. The food was so good. Highly recommend going to Borough Market, but like go with the expectation that it will be very crowded because it's very crowded. But yeah, so next clip you see is the next day, just to clarify. And I didn't interview anyone about Windsor Castle. Sorry. Okay, continue. Hi. Hello, I'm Tina. We are now in Borough Market. She's my roommate, by the way. One of the fun things about EF is that you get to meet new people and make new friends
From different parts of the world.
which is really exciting. And
I'm from Philadelphia.
yeah, and I'm from Kentucky. Although you know that, but anyway. So we're at Borough Market and we're trying to get kind of this famous strawberry dessert. Hopefully we'll show you that in a minute, but it is insane. I'll show you a clip that I took earlier of how crowded it is, but it's crazy, but it's gonna be worth it. And there's like what? It's gonna be great. Okay, vlogging on my phone, so sorry for quality difference, but we just went to Old Spitalfields and we did a bunch of thrifting. Here's the damage. We bought a lot, but it's beautiful here. There's lots of food options, and it was me and some other people from our group, and then 2 people from other groups. It was really fun getting to hang out with them and kind of getting to talk with them as we shopped. So today's been super fun. Now we're headed to the Globe. This is the view from the Millennium Bridge. It's beautiful. If you didn't know, the Millennium Bridge is the one that gets destroyed by Dementors in Harry Potter, in case you're interested in that. It's stunning. On the way to the Globe. So beautiful. That's right. Okay, we made it over the bridge. It was a good walk, and now I'm standing in front of the Globe Theater. This is so special to me. And I want to take this opportunity to thank UC and to thank EF for making this possible, because I've dreamed for so long that I would get to see this theater. I'm a theater teacher and Shakespeare specifically is so special to me, and right now I'm standing in front of one of my biggest bucket list items, which is the Globe Theater. It's right there, which is so crazy, and we're about to go in to see a show, my favorite Shakespeare show. This is such a dream come true. I've thanked God several times for it, but this would not be possible without UC Study Abroad, and this would not be possible without the donors that helped get us here. So thank you, UC. Thank you to the Study Abroad program. You're sincerely making dreams come true. So thank you so much for what you do.
Okay, Savannah, so you just finished your last evening. What's been your top 4 experiences?
The play that we saw tonight was so good. The
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yes, that was so funny. The tube was so fun. I like it a lot. I think it's really fun. The architecture is so beautiful, and I love getting to just take a bunch of pictures of it. And then, honestly, just everything about London. I love it here. It's so iconic of a city. It's just like, I've wanted to come here for a long time. So
There you go.
And thanks to Study Abroad, you can. Okay, so that was our last day in London, and it for sure was my favorite day of the trip. There is like a big part of that day that I didn't record that I do want to talk about. So in the morning, before we went to Borough Market, before we went on our fun adventures for the day, it was Sunday, so we started with going to a church service. And my family went to Westminster Abbey for church, and then Georgia and I, you've seen Georgia in the clips in the video, went to like a mass. It was still at Westminster Abbey Cathedral, but we went for mass, and I learned so much from her during that process that I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I had never been to a Catholic mass before. I'd always been interested in learning more about Catholicism and kind of the beliefs and what that looks like. And Georgia is Catholic, so she was wonderful to let me tag along, and she taught me so much. We talked a lot about the saints and how when they pray, they're not praying to the saints, but they're praying they're asking the saints to pray for them for specific things in their life, which I had no idea that was a part of Catholicism. And then the mass itself was just so beautiful. There was so much music, and as a music person, I loved that very much. The music was gorgeous, especially in the cathedral. Like the music just rang through the whole building. It was stunning. They had a little pamphlet that they let me like follow along with. I mean, they were for everybody, it wasn't just for me, but anybody that wanted, there's a little pamphlet that like told you in the mass what was gonna happen next and what to do, which was very helpful. But also Georgia was just super a superstar and explained everything to me. But that was just such a special thing to me, especially because I never would have got to experience that other than this trip. I don't know when else I would have ever had the opportunity to go to Catholic Mass and learn in that way, especially a place that beautiful. I really just wanted to enjoy that process. That's why I didn't record any of it. But part of me kind of wishes that I did now looking back, because it was just, the building itself, if I just recorded before the service, it's stunning. The music was beautiful, the building was beautiful, and then the Mass itself talked a lot about how we should be loving people in our everyday lives. And it talked about how you don't have to do extraordinary things, but think about how you are living in extraordinary ways in your ordinary everyday life. Like, what extraordinary things are you doing in your ordinary life? And that really rang to me too. It was just a really special part of the trip for me. And so I wanted to talk about it before we moved on to the next day. But yeah, that was our last day in London. That day was so special to me. That service was amazing. Going to Mass was really cool. We went thrifting. We ate some wonderful food. And then I checked off my bucket list going to the Globe, which now is like my new dream job because it was absolutely amazing. If you ever have a chance to go to London and go to the Globe, do it. It's amazing. Even if you think it's not for you, it's probably for you. It's really, really fun. You should go try that out. But yeah, so that was my favorite day of the trip. Just wanted to do a little blurb about why it was so special to me. And yeah, so next day we go to Paris. Now you get to see that. Okay, we are now on the Eurostar. We just left London and we are getting ready to go to Paris. We're very excited. We have all of our stuff on the train and we're excited to go to France. Yay! Oh, cheerio! Alright, we are off the train and we are now in Paris. We just saw Notre Dame. And I wasn't able to record because we had a very quick visit, but I definitely will talk to you more about that later. It was absolutely beautiful. And now we are on a boat tour. It's gonna be Paris. Okay, bye.
Avec des pièces historiques, comme je vous disais, donc ce pont, franchement, il est vraiment flatteux. Ça t'a plus qui se passe, il y a des cours. Mais c'est pas le seul coup, ici à Paris, le placement mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, sur votre gauche, on your left, et here we are, avec 330 mètres de haut et 330 meters of height, that's going to be 1,080 people, manometric people on this number, we are approaching 10 tonnes. 10,000 tons, 60,000, 60,000, just for the base. Anyways,
okay, I'm back. So that was our first day in Paris, and that's all the video clips that I took of that day. But after that beautiful boat tour, which was just the restful moment I feel like a lot of us needed, we then went and grabbed food, and then we saw this gorgeous concert in Saint-Chapelle. And if I can find some clips of that, I'll add them in here. If I can't, then you don't get any, I'm sorry. But that was our first day in Paris. Very lovely day. And then you'll get to see the next part. Okay, it is the next day and we are at the Eiffel Tower. Wow. Lots of them are, I'll come make them talk about it, but we are at the Eiffel Tower. What do you guys think? Do you like it?
Yes, I love it.
It's amazing, sincerely. But it's beautiful and we're having, it's beautiful and we're having a great time. Yay. This is David Threlfeld. He is the professor with us on this trip, and he is also my dad. And we've been on this trip before, and we are about to go into Versailles for the second time. So what is something that you're hoping to gather from the second visit to Versailles?
A lot of times when you go to someplace the first time, you're just really trying to, soak up all of it. And this time, just to see more of the detail and appreciate some things on a more, just a more finite level than what you do the first time, because all of it's so overwhelming. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are some things that you're hoping your students will gather from this trip as well?
Just a sense of history, and that this is such a historic place. And in the United States, our history goes back 250 years or perhaps, but this Europe is such a historic place, and of course Versailles with Louis XIV is so tied to French history, and of course Versailles is where so many historic documents were set. So I think this will be a great experience for our students to see that and get that sense of history.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We just went through Versailles and it was beautiful, and we are now in the gardens. My family and I are just right outside the gardens, and the rest of the students have already gone in. It is very rainy today, but I assured them the gardens would be worth it because they're absolutely beautiful. Versailles was also absolutely stunning. I'll try to get some of the students to tell you what their highlights were, but as they were coming out, they were all talking about how beautiful it was and how much they liked it. We even had a few stragglers because they wanted to stay in and look at everything a little bit longer, but I'll keep you updated on what we do with the rest of the day. Are you recording? Okay, I'm going to try this weird thing. Okay, I don't know what it is. It's good. Okay. So after that day, we went to Shakespeare and Company, the bookstore, and I'm going to do a haul later that shows you all of the stuff I got on the trip. I got some stuff from Shakespeare and Company, but it was just a really wonderful day. We spent a lot of time together. We saw Versailles, which was stunning, and then we just had a nice little meal. Some of them went thrifting. My family and I and Caden and Savannah had a meal. The rest of them went and thrifted, and then we all got together, went to Shakespeare and Company, and headed back to the hotel. It was pretty lovely. I did not interview any of them about Versailles, but I will say that a lot of them said that it was beautiful and they loved it. And the group of kids that went into the gardens did say that it was worth it. Most of them didn't stay long because it was raining decently hard, but I think everybody enjoyed it and agreed that it was very much worth it because it's just so stunning. But yeah, so the next clip that you're gonna see is the next day. Okay, we are now in the Louvre. It is the next day. We're very excited. We're gonna see some art, some classics. We're gonna see the Mona Lisa, and lots of amazing sculptures, and we're very excited. So I'm back already because this day I did not record much. This was our last day of the trip, besides going home, traveling home, and I got sick on this day. So this clip was from the morning, and you're about to see a jump all the way to the evening. Basically what happened, I'll try to give a really short rundown of it. I got very overheated and dehydrated. I also have anxiety, and crowds trigger my anxiety really bad. So we were in the Louvre. It was hot. I didn't have water, and it was extremely crowded. So I got pretty sick. The Louvre was still amazing. We got tons of gorgeous photos of the art. I think our photo circle that we had for the trip was mainly just pictures from the Louvre, which is so fair because it was amazing. We saw some insanely amazing artworks, and then I stuck with it pretty much until the end of us looking around. We went to the Egyptian exhibit. That was the last thing we did, and then a bunch of them went to the gift shop. I didn't because I was starting to feel bad. We went to their meeting place because we had a place where we were all supposed to meet, and we got to the meeting place and a lot of people had already left because we were a little bit late. And I get there and we're waiting on them to get out of the gift shop, and I just progressively start feeling worse and worse, but I'm trying to keep it together because we're also not allowed to sit in the Louvre, in case you didn't know. You can't sit in the floor, and they don't have many benches or seats or anything there. So I'm dehydrated, overheated, overstimulated, and I just kind of like, boop, I just kind of fall over. My dad catches me, so I don't like face plant. I would have face planted if he wasn't there, but I like face plant into my dad, who catches me. So then they all kind of clue into that I'm not okay because I didn't communicate that the way I should have. And so then we meet up with the rest of our group. They come meet us there. We leave. My mom literally has to help me walk out because I'm so weak at this point. I can barely walk. She helps me walk out of the Louvre, and we find a restaurant, and I sit, and I don't remember much of this section. I was talking to my mom the other day about it, but like everything is kind of like hazy and blurry thinking about the memories. But I remember like we got out. I remember going up an escalator and almost falling on the escalator. I remember somebody trying to talk to me from our group. They were saying something about like school. I don't remember, but I remember like trying to respond and not being able to because like I couldn't speak because I was just like so out of it. But anyway, we get into the restaurant. I sit down. Beautiful restaurant, by the way. I didn't realize that until later because again, I was very out of it, but beautiful restaurant. We go in, we sit down, we order, and while we're sitting there, I think my dad said that he poured like 7 glasses of water for me to drink, and every single time I just absolutely downed it. Like I was just very dehydrated. So I drank a ton of water, I ate food, and then I started like coming to and talking again and realized what a beautiful, lovely restaurant we were in, and I was feeling better. Okay, better. So then we went thrifting. I don't have any clips from that because again, like I was kind of off, so I didn't get my camera out or anything. But we went thrifting, and I'll show you some stuff that I got thrifting. I was feeling good. It was great. We went to Montmartre to thrift, and we went to like 4 or 5 different shops. It was pretty cute, very fun. The prices for Paris thrifting are pretty great, I have to say. Some places were, like the vintage places were a little on the pricier side, but the other places, pretty stellar. Liked it a lot. So then around like the last thrift shop we go to, I start feeling kind of gross again, but like it wasn't bad or anything. But then we walk up to Montmartre. We were gonna take I can't remember what it's called. There's something that literally like drives you up to the top of Montmartre because it's a lot of stairs if you don't, but we missed it. So we walked up all the stairs. I was already not feeling great. Again, like starting to feel bad. So we walk up all these stairs. Mind you, I have this jacket on that I thrifted that I should have taken off, and everybody kept telling me to take it off, but I didn't. I was like, no, my outfit. Know that if you feel sick, your health is more important than your cute outfit. Take your jacket off, girl. That was not smart of me. Anyway, so I'm wearing this jacket. It's like one of the warmer days that we've been there. I walk up all these stairs, and I'm feeling pretty gross. So we sit for a little while, and I'm like, I'm fine. Then we go to find gelato, which we didn't find, but we also found like some other stores and stuff. They stopped at a Starbucks and got some coffee and things. This whole time I just like wasn't really talking. I was just kind of there. I was progressively again feeling worse and worse and worse, and it gets closer to time to go to the restaurant. They're in a store, and it's taking them a while to get out of the store because, you know, cute stuff. They're looking around. So I go into the store, and Cheryl, who was with us on this trip, she is a nurse. She's in the nursing department at University of the Cumberlands. Love her, by the way. She looks at me and she's like, "You're literally sweating." I think that's what she said. She was like, I think you're overheating. Like, you're literally sweating. And I'm like, no. She's a nurse. Should have listened. She's like, "You're overheating." I was a nurse, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm fine. I was not fine. So she got me some water, and then we went to go to the restaurant. They wouldn't let us in until our time. Fair. But I was like, I have to sit. I think I even snapped at some people, which I'm sorry if you're watching this video and I snapped at you at this time. I apologize. Because they were like, "Oh, we'll just walk around." And I went, I need to sit now. And so I went and I found like a random street corner, and I sat down and I drank a bunch of water, and I just like sat there in the shade until it was time for us to go to the restaurant. Then my dad came in to get me, and we went into the restaurant, and I couldn't eat. At this point, I felt like the worst I'd felt the whole day. Again, wouldn't take my jacket off. It's not worth it, guys. Take the jacket off. Your outfit can suffer for your health. So I drank a ton of water in the restaurant, couldn't eat. I think the only thing I ate was the strawberry tart for dessert. I didn't eat anything else. Just ate the dessert because everything else like made me nauseous. I'm sure it was great. but I didn't eat it. Sad day. But anyway, after drinking a lot more water and sitting in kind of the cooler-ish building for a while, I started to feel better. What made me feel like the best was we went on the metro after that, and the windows were open on the metro, and like the breeze coming in, it felt so nice. So I drank a lot of water, I got some fresh air, and I started to feel better. At this time though, I was supposed to go up the Eiffel Tower with some of the other students, and I did not feel like I could do that physically, because I had felt so sick for most of the day. Even though I was starting to feel better, I just didn't feel like I could do it. So I got the ticket to go up the stairs. I think if I had got the elevator ticket, maybe I could have done it, but I was planning to walk, and that was not going to happen with how I was feeling. So I didn't do that. Instead, and because my parents are amazing, they decided to wait with me too, because they had tickets to go up in the elevator. I'm really blessed to have them. So they stayed with me and Georgia and Ella, and we, instead of going up the Eiffel Tower at that point, we went and we sat kind of in that like picnic-y green space in front of the Eiffel Tower, if you know what I'm talking about. We sat there, and Ella and Georgia and I went and got some ice cream, and because we couldn't find gelato, but it was very good ice cream. And I got like a Nutella hot chocolate, and Ella got matcha because she loves matcha. I don't know how many matchas she got on this trip, but it was a lot. But it was really nice. It was beautiful, and it was a really wonderful end to the evening. I do have some clips and things from that, especially I have this really cute clip of, I think it was Ellie, Savannah, and Kaden that walked up the Eiffel Tower, and they wanted to come down to see it sparkle, so they literally ran down the Eiffel Tower to see it sparkle. And I will include that clip in there too, so you can see their experience there. But yeah, it was a really lovely start of the day and a really lovely end of the day. I think everybody else had a really fantastic day. It was just a struggle for me, so I don't have a lot of clips from this day, but at least now you know what happened. And then here's the clips that I have from the end of the day.
Yes! We ran all the way down the Eiffel Tower to see this. Oh my gosh. We did it. Guys, we made it just in time. Goodness.
We are at the Eiffel Tower at night. We came back because it was beautiful. We've had a long, wonderful free day, and this is the perfect way to end it. Do you guys want to say hi to my vlog? Hi. Do you guys love it?
Yes.
Oh yeah. This is
Me
wonderful.
too. What do you guys think? Second round seeing it like this.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Very pretty. Yay! It's beautiful.
Do you mind if I get some pictures of it?
Yeah. So that was our last day, and then we headed home. Next thing that you're going to see is just a couple of interviews that I did with some of the students that were on the trip. We did interview everybody except, sadly, for Savannah, because she left before I finished the interviews. But we did interview everybody else. I'm not going to include all of those in here, but here's just a couple of them to kind of, you know, let them talk about what they loved about the trip and everything. And then I'm going to do a haul for you of all the cool stuff I got, and that'll be it. But here are the interviews. Hi, I'm here with Ella, and we just finished our UC Study Abroad trip, and we're going to ask her a few questions. The first question is, would you do this trip again, and why?
Yes, I would definitely do this trip again. It was a wonderful experience, absolutely. I think I would go back because it was really just an amazing experience as far as like experiencing a different culture, experiencing a different language. You know, you see tourists around here in America, and we're like, wow, can't imagine being them. I was that in France with the language barrier even, and I think it really puts it just into perspective how much I personally value living here, and being back home just for this short amount of time even so far has been great.
Yeah, very well said. Our second question is, do you have any advice for future UC study abroad students?
I think I would probably tell them to pack really good walking shoes.
Yeah.
Secondly, I would say if your language differs from the language of your destination, definitely learn some key phrases. And also probably practice and get comfortable with them before you actually go, because it's harder to do on the fly than you would think, or at least for me.
Yeah, great. And then the last question is, how will this experience help you professionally in the future?
I think it really helps with just understanding people. I think in any situation, in any relationship, whether it's professional, an acquaintance, an actual friend, I think it's really important to understand the other person's background and where they're coming from and what their life has been like. And if you can get just like a little bit of context for that, I think it goes a long way.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm here with Casey, and we're going to ask her a few questions about her recent UC study abroad trip. So the first question is, would you do it again, and why?
Absolutely. I actually am planning to go to Italy next year, and this really helped hone in on the answer of why I'm going to Italy next year, because it was such an incredible experience. It's the first time I ever traveled out of the country, and I was just a little bit worried at first, but then once you actually get out there, and then, because I would love to live in Paris, and I was like, this experience was just so great to be able to see that I will definitely be back, but I also want to have new experiences in new countries, so it was incredible.
I love that. The second question is, do you have any advice for future UC study abroad travelers?
I think one of the things is just keep an open mind, because there's so much stuff in all of these places that you're going to that you're going to really want to do, and of course not everything's going to get done, so you just have to keep an open mind and just be happy with the things that you do get to do, because there's so many things that you could take for granted if you don't just be present in the moment. So 100% just be present and content and happy with all of the things you are getting to do, and you'll have a much better experience.
Absolutely. And then our last question is, how will this trip and this experience help you professionally in the future?
I think it's incredible to be able to say that you've been to different countries, but then also how you've engaged in a different culture with a variety of different people, and then also speaking a different language. I spoke some French while I was over there. No, it wasn't a lot, but it was still some French, and I want to learn French now, like actually become bilingual. So I think those things are really going to help me grow in my professional career, like a lot. So yeah, I think those are some really incredible things that I've been able to take part in on this trip. So
that's awesome. Thank you so much. Hi, I am here with Gracelyn, and we've just finished our UC study abroad trip to London and Paris, and we're going to ask her a few questions. So the first question is, would you do this trip again, and why?
I think I would do this trip again. It was very educational, just seeing their part of history, and then just getting to explore both the cities.
Yeah, it was really cool. The second question is, what's some advice that you would give to a future UC study abroad student?
Do as much as you can, even if you're tired. Just push through it so you don't miss out.
That's some great advice. And then the last question is, how will this trip help you professionally in the future?
It'll hopefully open up many job opportunities, or if I possibly want to move there, then I know my way around.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gracelyn.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with Caden. We just finished our UC study abroad trip, and we're gonna ask him a few questions. The first one is, would you do this trip again, and why?
Most definitely. There's so many things that I want to see again, and so many things that I didn't get to see that I want to see next time. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back.
Awesome. The second question is, do you have any advice for other future UC study abroad travelers?
Yeah, I think the thing that most definitely you need to look forward to is just absorbing the culture, and I think just embracing it, learning a few words of the language and trying to communicate with them, and always making an effort.
Absolutely. And then our last question is, how will this help you professionally in the future?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's just cool to absorb like different cultures and understand how people work around the world, and just taking that into my business degree and just seeing how people talk and communicate in different languages.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it is now time for the haul. Starting with the shirt that I have on. This shirt I got at the Phantom of the Opera when we went to see it on the West End in London. Very fun, cute find. I didn't get a ton of clothes on this trip. I did thrift, and then I got this shirt. And then here are the other clothing things I got. I got this jacket. This was at Old Spitalfields, and it's like Adidas. It's an Adidas jacket. I wore this, you probably saw, I wore this the day that we went to see the Eiffel Tower, and we went to Versailles. Very comfortable, very cute, pretty affordable for this kind of product. And I can say I got it at Old Spitalfields, which is really fun. Let me just pull the bag up here so I can reach for it. Now this one is the very cheesy classic I Heart Paris t-shirt. And I got this one mainly because my friend Rachel, if you've watched the vlogs, you know Rachel, she wanted one, and I thought, well, if I'm getting her one, might as well get one myself. So I got one of these, very cute, very fun. Whoa, bam. And then when we thrifted in Paris, I got two things. I got this cute little shirt, which, yes, I have already worn since I've been back in the States because I'm kind of obsessed with it. I think it's so cute. It just has like the little ruffly edging on both the bottom and the top and on the sleeves, and just a fun pattern. It's sheer, so you wear like a cute little tank top under it. I'm a fan. It was 20 euros if I remember correctly, which I felt was a pretty good deal. And then I got, oh, I don't know where the other one went. She fell. But I got these earrings. There's another one in there, I promise. But I got these at Old Spitalfields. Again, I thought they were so darling. There was a lot of products like this there. There was a lot of jewelry stands. But these in particular caught my eye, and so I picked them up. I got earrings last time I was on this trip too. I got them at Versailles, and I really liked those earrings. I wear them a lot, and it makes me feel cool when I wear them, kind of to remember the trip and everything. So I thought these would be fun. They're from London, so different this time. Another thing I picked up thrifting in Paris was this darling little dress. If I can unfold it to show you. It's kind of this burgundy color, and it has all this fun embroidery on it. I think that's embroidery, but it's very pretty. I like it a lot. And then it ties up in the back. So that I can cinch it, and it has these little slits on the side, and then the pattern carries down into the bottom too. Very cute. And this was also 20 euros, which again felt like was a good deal. Whoa, bam. Okay, so then also at Old Spitalfields, keep jumping back and forth between thrifting in London and Paris. At Old Spitalfields, I got this little print, which I thought was so darling. It's a print of a map of London. And it comes with a little magnifying glass because it's teeny tiny, so you can like look for particular things, which I think this is just absolutely adorable. And I always like to pick up art when I travel, because I just think that it's such a specialized thing that you can't get anywhere, but you can get it there. And that I think is pretty cool. Okay, so then on this trip, I don't think I talked about it a lot, but on this trip, Gracelyn, you saw her in a few different clips. It was her birthday. On one of the same night that we went to the Globe, that was her birthday, and she really likes Jellycats, so we went on a little bit of a Jellycat scavenger hunt through London looking for Jellycats to buy her, and we did find some. We bought her a teacup and a little tea bag to go with it. We thought that was very British, a very British Jellycat to get her on her London birthday, so we got her those for her birthday. And I thought, in memory of us looking for Jellycats, I would get my first ever Jellycat while we were there, and I did. This is Bartholomew Jr. I didn't think he was Bartholomew because he was so small, but he is. He's Bartholomew Jr. And it does say Jellycat London, like on the tag, which I think is so fun. I can be like, I got him in London. But he's cutie, and I I couldn't bear not to pick him up. Is that funny? Do you like that? Yeah, I couldn't bear because he's a bear. Okay, yeah. Anyway, Bartholomew, he's cute. I also stopped at Build-A-Bear. Yes, I know I can go to Build-A-Bear here, but it was there, and I hadn't been to Build-A-Bear in forever, and I wanted to go, so I did. And I got this little guy, Pom Pom Purin, and he's, what are they called? They're like beanie something. I don't know, but they're like the mini Build-A-Bears that they make now. They're a lot cheaper, and they take up a whole lot less space, which I like. And he's very cute. So I got him, and then while I was there, I also picked up one of their bag charms. I got the Mango Monkey. I love mangoes. He's cute, and I have a bag. He matches perfectly, so he will be on that bag. Trust. He's very cute. And then this is a gift. So Tori, if you're watching, stop. She babysat my gecko while I was on the trip, and this is her gift. It's a little finger puppet. This little finger puppet, I also got at Old Spitalfields. Let's see if the camera will focus on it. No. No? Okay. Well, I got this little guy at Old Spitalfields. If I'm correct, he's handmade. They had a ton of different kinds, but he in particular, I just kind of fell in love with. I thought he was darling, and I thought Tori would appreciate him with his little hat. So this is a little gift that I got for her for watching my gecko. Cute little guy. And she could even name him Steven after my gecko. Just thought of that. That could be cute. But it's hers, so she can do with it what she like. But I thought he was a cute little guy. Let's see what else. Oh, I almost forgot. I cannot forget my jacket that I got. This guy's back here. I just put him on the here. This is the iconic jacket that I wore that made me sick. But it was worth it. Okay, so here he is, I don't know. And it is made out of jeans. I've always wanted a jacket like this. I got this at Old Spitalfields. It's made out of Levi jeans. There's like the little Levi's tags you could see. It also has, on this arm, it has another pocket, which, mind you, is great for carrying your phone in. I know from experience. But this is probably my favorite purchase I've ever made on a trip. So it is especially my favorite purchase that I've made on this trip. I love this jacket dearly. I've already worn it several times. Kind of obsessed with it. It was a pretty penny. It was, oh, how much was it? If I can remember, it was 65 pounds. But I say it was worth it. I will wear it all the time. I like it very, very much. We also went to Shakespeare & Company. I think I mentioned that in the vlog. And I got the iconic bag. Love it. It's the one that you see like the dupes of all the time, but this is from the actual store. This one's legit. Love it. And then, speaking of books, that brings us to the largest portion of the haul, which are books. I bought so many books. I like to read, and I think you can tell from this. So these first two books we got from a bookstore called Waterstone in London. Huge bookstore, really cool place to go into if you're ever visiting. I got, it says London Music, and it's kind of like a guide. It says it's an opinionated guide to the music in London and different places that you can go to hear different kinds of music, and it has lots of fun little pictures in there, like of the different places you can go. I really love London. I really love music, and I could see myself going back to London several times throughout my life, so I thought this was probably a pretty productive thing to pick up for me, so that I could kind of research and know some places to hear music when I go back. So there was that. This one also from Waterstone. Tim Burton. I love Tim Burton. As a director, he is a big inspiration of mine. I think he's just so creative. And then this book goes through several of his movies. Again, there are lots of fun pictures, but there's just a lot of information about his films and how he directed them and how they came to be, the people he worked with. It's really interesting to me. I love reading about different actors and directors and kind of their process and how their magnificent works come to be. So this was definitely a good find for me. Liked it a lot. Speaking of liking to read about actors and directors, Audrey! I love Audrey. If you did not know this about me, Audrey is probably like my main inspiration acting wise. I love her. she's amazing. And this book is called Audrey in Paris. I bought it in Paris. I got this at Shakespeare and Company, which I thought was just wonderful that I picked it up in Paris. It talks a lot about her life and her career filming and all that, and I thought it was really cool. They give you a bookmark first off, which cute little dog, but it says like Shakespeare and Company on the back. I got cut off, but I'm back. They also stamp it for you, so hold on. There it is. It says that I bought it at Shakespeare and Company. Thought that was really cool. Next book I got was from Agatha Christie's The Mousetrap. So we went to see Mousetrap. You saw that in the video. And I almost did not get this, but my mom kept saying that it was too good of a souvenir to leave behind, and I think she's very much right. It has the sticker that says it's from the theater, but even more so, I think, as a director, it's a good thing for me to have because it is the script, and then in the back, they have all these interviews and information about how the show actually came to be, the process of making The Mousetrap, which I think is so cool. Then also, this one gets its fun little stamp too. This one, they stamp with the number of performance that you bought it at, which is so like individualized and special. If you didn't know, Mousetrap is the longest running show on the West End. It's been there for many, many a year, and after seeing it, I know why. It's pretty fantastic. Highly recommend if you're looking for something to watch on the West End. That's a play, not a musical. And then this last thing that I got while I was there was a gift from my father, and this is a book on choreography, specifically on writing down your choreography, notating your choreography. I choreograph a lot at the theater I work at, and I love choreographing. It's one of my favorite parts of my job, and this was so random. We got this at Versailles. Most of the books there are in French because you're in France. This one's in English, and it was just kind of randomly in the bookstore in the back of the gift shop. But it's so perfect. I'm so excited to dive into this some more and learn some more about it. I love choreography, but I'm not great at notating it, so I'm hoping to learn a ton from this about notation and kind of some better ways to write it down so it makes more sense to me and the people that I'm sharing it with. So it's very exciting. Those, if I'm correct, are all of the things that we picked up. We did just order some stuff from the Globe Theater's online gift shop too, because we tried to go to the gift shop while we were there and it closed before we could get in. Sad day is what it is. But we did order some stuff, so I ordered yet another book, and I also got a program from A Midsummer Night's Dream, which is the show that we went to see. But yeah, those are all of my souvenirs. I have a little tin full of tickets and Metro passes and tags off of things and like a little coaster from one of the restaurants that Georgia picked up for me. But yeah, so those things I think qualify just as much as a souvenir as the things that you buy, because those things are special memories too. Same with pictures, same with videos. You don't always have to spend money to have something to remember your trip. You can grab the small things, take pictures, take videos, write in a journal. All of those things I think are fantastic ways to remember your trip. Anyway, this concludes the video. I really hope you enjoyed watching it. It definitely was one of my absolute favorite traveling experiences I have ever had. I think what I mainly learned from this trip was that I need to stop trying so hard to follow my own agenda and just give things over to God. At the beginning of this trip, I had a bucket list for the trip of things that I wanted to get done. And instead of obsessing over that list, which there were still probably some moments I obsessed a little bit, but instead of obsessing over that list and getting it out all the time and making sure I was doing the stuff on the list, I prayed every morning and I said, God, let this day be all that you want it to be. Like, take it and use it. Help me glorify you through it. And every single day was just so beautiful. The experiences that we got were magical and life-changing, sincerely, and I'm just so thankful that God did what he did with this trip, and he definitely taught me how to better trust him and his plans for me. He is definitely the best author ever, best artist, best author ever, and so I just have to trust him with the plans for my life. Yes, for this trip, but more so just in my life, trusting him to, you know, do the things, because that's what he does best, is write our beautiful stories. But yeah, this trip was amazing. The people I traveled with, I hope I never lose touch with because they are such blessings. And my family, getting to spend the extra time with them was amazing. It was truly a magical experience. I learned so much, and I just enjoyed every single moment of it. So I hope that you guys also enjoyed watching it on here. Let me know if you have any questions or like want recommendations for places to go in the comments. And other than that, Jesus loves you. Bye.